What's up, guys? I hope you're all having a fantastic day. There have been many exciting news making rounds on social media about Ripple and XRP and the entire crypto market. The things we are seeing here are just mind-blowing. Looking over at the market, we can see that XRP is at number 7 on the market rank. It's good to know that we're in the green zone today. So before we get into all the juicy details of today's news, let's roll that intro. As always, welcome back to the Money Side, your favorite crypto news channel. If you're new here, we welcome you to the XRP family. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on our daily crypto news updates. Now, getting back to today's topic, we're going to rev the engines with this tweet from Global Bridge XRP that says Goldman Sachs is telling you what crypto they got their eyes on in this dip. Keep selling your coins for 50% off. Don't worry, you'll rebuy at the top. XRP, Algo, Sol, DOT, ICP, Ethereum. He further shares this document from Goldman Sachs, where we can see they have listed a couple of cryptos with Ripple XRP in the number 1 spot. They list the pros and cons of each listed coin, and with XRP, they say this payments-oriented blockchain is integrated with the banking system, providing cheaper, faster settlement for global transfers. On the other hand, they give their cons as the ongoing SEC lawsuit, which, for a fact, we all know is just a show. And eventually, the show will be over. We have said this time and again that most of the coins in the market currently will have to go. Still, there will be a few that will blend into the new financial system, which could be any of the coins listed here. The most exciting part is that XRP will not only be a part of this new economic system, but the heart of it all. We can even see this tweet from the Oracle that says, "It's always been XRP. Everything will run through the XRP ledger, even Bitcoin. It's coming. Ripple XRP community." Looking at the following tweet here from Caitlin Long, it says, "Holy cow, the Fed today for the first time explicitly called out Tether by name as a risk to financial stability, namely to short-term credit markets." Here it is, in the Fed's own words and charts. An image shared in this tweet, we can see the headlines exploring 3 financial stability challenges. Periodic disruptions to short-term credit markets listed include the role of money market mutual funds, other potential cash management alternatives, and new disruptors. For example, Tether. It's just interesting how just 1 year ago, there weren't any talks about Tether, but now it's all coming to the forefront, and it's like people's eyes are being opened to see what's really happening with this coin. Another tweet by XRP Crypto Wolf that says the XRP ledger has 156 validator nodes, of which 19 are identifiable as ripples. That implies that the company controls 12% of the nodes, while 80% consensus is required to validate transactions. So, at Ripple, single-handedly cannot manipulate the network. While there have been claims that Ripple is centralized, these are just claims, as we have facts that support the decentralization. There is an article that has been shared from amcrypto.com. We can see that it is really in Ripple's best interest to behave because ... In the article, further commenting on the consequences that would follow if Ripple dumped its holdings, the exec went on to say, now if Ripple does that, the rest of the community would band together and pass an amendment on the network. They could get together and say, we're going to effectively burn the rest of Ripple's escrow holdings. At the end of the day, Ripple would be at a more disadvantageous position when compared to the XRP market as a whole. If they dump $1 billion, the rest of the $54 billion would be burnt. So it is really in Ripple's best interest to behave. XRP Crypto Wolf tweeted saying, Ripple welcomes new attorney to defend Chris Larsen in the XRP lawsuit. According to some news released on U.Today, we can see that attorney James K. Filan, who shares with the community news on the Ripple case against the SEC on a regular basis, has tweeted that the San Francisco-based blockchain heavyweight has welcomed a new lawyer in the team. According to his tweet, Sarah J. Prosko has joined the SEC against Ripple case to defend the interests of Chris Larsen, who founded Ripple Labs together with Jed McCaleb back in 2012. Prosko is an alumnus of New York School of Law, J.D. magna cum laude, a Latin academic honorific meaning that a person earned their degree with notable distinction. She also graduated from American University with a BA degree magna cum laude, similar to the above but higher in rank. At Kevin Gage shared a tweet, the mission of the SEC is to protect investors, maintain fair, orderly, and efficient markets, and facilitate capital formation. The SEC strives to promote a market environment that is worthy of public's trust and characterized by transparency and integrity. Well, it's a fancy slogan, but has the regulatory body managed to uphold it? Or are they going after the wrong cryptos and throwing accusations to any crypto that might become great? The SEC without a doubt can only talk the talk, but they haven't shown any signs of walking it. From the word go, the SEC has had its eyes set on Ripple, but the question is why? Nobody seems to tell us the truth behind the SEC's motive because it's not what they're telling us. I mean, the SEC must have known that XRP is not a security, but they found other ways to try and attack this cryptocurrency. More importantly, the regulatory body must have already figured out that this is a losing battle on their side, but they continued pursuing it. I think they had enough time to play out all the scenarios and essentially figure out the likely outcome. Currently, the regulatory body has asked for more time, which will only further delay the case and continue hurting Ripple and XRP. The SEC is slowing down the closure of this lawsuit because they must have a hidden agenda. If not, I think they might be cooking something up to hurt XRP and Ripple's reputation further. But like I always say, the SEC will never stop XRP and Ripple. Its reach far surpasses the jurisdiction of that regulatory body. So this court case will only hurt the U.S. citizens and the roadmap of the government. That's because the government is already behind in technological adoption. But Ripple and XRP could have placed it at an advantage over the rest. But that might not happen anytime soon. Another tweet that took the words right out of my mouth is by Jungle Inc. XRP that says, Clayton and Hinman are upset with social media calling them out for criminal conduct that lined their pockets and caused billions of dollars in damages to retail investors. At SEC News, whose side are you on? Clean up your own house before you worry about us. The SEC is throwing accusations left, right, and center, and now they're even going for the social media. Okay, that's a stretch. I mean, why go for the same people you claim you're trying to protect? It beats logic. The SEC doesn't want the news to travel since it shows how they are inefficient, especially in the cryptocurrency world. From my perspective, the SEC went for Ripple hoping to expose the fraud that happened in the company. But as we've seen, they have ended up exposing themselves to the public, which is why they're trying to silence social media. Going after Ripple is one thing, but going after social media is on a whole new level. News is like bushfire. It spreads extremely fast. And if they're trying to cover up their own misconduct, then I'm sorry. That's impossible to hide, especially when it comes to matters that affect the general public. The SEC still has a long way to go, and if I were them, I'd concentrate my efforts on the lawsuit rather than taking shots at anything that moves. Have you noticed the price of XRP keeps going down despite all the good news happening? What do you think is happening? Well, in my opinion, I believe the whales are trying to discourage you from investing in the next big coin. And of course, a few red candlesticks will scare off any skeptical investor. But for those in it for the long term, this coin is still going to the moon and soon, despite the current trends. XRP has shown remarkable resilience against all adversities thrown at it. The coin doesn't even stop for the SEC. That only means that XRP has a solid mission, and it will continue to move upwards. So if you haven't invested in this coin, now's the perfect opportunity to stock up on more XRPs and wait it out. Once the court case is over, you will see your money yield profits like never before. That said, let's take a look at the price action of XRP. We're charging towards the vertex of this descending channel, a bullish reversal pattern. You can see we have formed what appears to be a bull flag with a target that puts us at a closing price above the 20 EMA. If it plays out, this will be the first time we have a definitive close above the 20 EMA since April 26th. Unlike many other chart analysts, I do not believe XRP has started any bull run movements yet, despite making higher highs and lows since March of 2020. My analysis tells me that the period from March 2020 to now, on a long-term scale, has been a part of a larger Wyckoff accumulation phase C and D. These phases are typically upwards trending with multiple springs and signs of support, which is what XRP has shown. In fact, I believe that this breakout will be the very first leg of a parabolic impulse and signal the beginning of XRP's 5 waves up, which will coincide with Phase E of the Wyckoff accumulation. Please keep in mind, we're not a licensed financial advisor. All videos on this channel are intended for entertainment purposes only. Tell us what you think in the comment section below and let's have a conversation. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like this video and click on the subscribe button below. Turn on notifications so you're informed whenever we post our amazing content. Thank you again, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the next video.